YouTube, welcome back to another episode of The Cross. I'm your host, Chase, aka Lyrics. Before we get into today's topic, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out all our sponsors over here on the Charge Sports Network. Everything we download in the description below in terms of the social links, our sponsors' websites, codes, and things of that nature. And let's get into today's video. So, we got some drama to talk about. This is the second weekend of the Major 3 qualifiers. So, after Optic had that 2-0 start first weekend, things, as they have so often done for Optic this year, spiral right out of control. So a bad, well, not good, a not such good week for scrims leads into an 0-2 on the second weekend. And the teams that have been played was the Miami Heretics and more famously, the second one's more notorious. The Heretics, I mean not the Heretics, the Falcons lost, the Vegas Falcons. So let's get into the first match of the weekend. So pretty much going down to 3-1 to Miami Heretics, who had a 2-0 weekend, by the way. They also beat FaZe 3-1. Let's get into the Optic one first. So Super has a heck of a series. I think he has like a 1.2 KD across 4 maps, and Optic just didn't look good. It wasn't really a huge worry that the Heretics beat us 3-1. It was more so the fact that, especially just because the fact that Heretics has throughout the year so far has gotten a better Optic, and for those of you who remember previously the year before, the Optic Miami beat, especially with Vico putting the 3-0 sign up there after they beat Optic on a online match, and then Vico puts the 3 over his eyes, just like this, and for the casters in the post game interview. So obviously that beef spiraled into where we are now, and I think honestly the Heretics, it's just one of those things in either just gaming or sports or whatever kind of competition. For some reason there's always a team that has a team's number, whether that's just they just feel super comfortable playing against that team, or it's a matchup they can take advantage of, or feel comfortable in taking advantage of, or executing their game plan as a whole. So they had a great start off to the weekend. Go down 0-1 to Miami. Okay, you brush that off. Like I said, they beat FaZe 3-1, and FaZe didn't have a great performance either. I think everyone outside of Cell had less than a 1.0. So, and then everyone on the Miami side had over a 1.0, had 1.1s and 1.2s. So you think about it now, because you make the argument Super should have been came in for Miami. And honestly, I agree with that statement, just because we could have seen him last year. Like, Super hasn't just came out of nowhere. He's been frying as a Spanish player down there in Challenger. He's been grinding. So for them to really keep Lucky and Meadows that long, I agree with the argument that we really could have seen Super earlier, and then Wrinkle has been good as well too. We could have honestly seen at least one of them, if not both of them, last year, to be completely honest. So we're just happy that Miami did make the change. We do get to see these great players. Super is having a great start of his career. He's already played like 11 world champions and has beaten all of them in terms of these online matches so far. So he's having a great start of his career. Shout out to him. And so we're going to get into the other part of the weekend for Optic. So it's another revenge match. Parade on the other side, playing with Vegas Falcons and Optic on one side. And Optic just looked defeated. And honestly, since the map won with the way, and don't get me wrong, the Falcons have been looking different this stage, especially in terms of their hard points. So they're definitely a much stronger hard point team right now than people get them credit for. But it just didn't look a lot of fight out of Optic. The comms were terrible the whole series, especially the map for the Vault. It was Vault Hardpoint. They just sounded dead. It sounded really defeated and just not there mentally. And so it turns out being at 3-1 in favor of the Falcons, and then it's just the only person who had a decent series in terms of damage and KD was Dashy. And so just when you think Optic had it figured out, here we go again. Trouble come knocking right on that door. We just hope that trouble in terms of optic doesn't last always. Honestly, I don't know if it's just really just this not a good game for them. I just don't think the teamwork for us has been very consistent in terms of being able to play off each other and things like that, and our comms. And there's no excuses for that because of the talent that we have on this team, even though it isn't the strongest talent we've seen on some of these optic rosters. It's enough talent to be very competitive in any match that we go into. And so for to make these team changes, and there are only two people left off this world championship team, the same two people that were on the team when we had a spiral like this, not last year but a year before, is Dashi and Shotzi. And Shotzi's taking a lot of heat right now, especially because of what he said to the league in January in terms of teams not stepping up to plan. He has to step up because all these team changes have revolved around him and Dashi. They gotta step up. They're the only two out of this world championship, and it's not gonna look good if Shotzi can't get it together. Because people are already talking about, the play style. Is it helping his team? Is it hurting his team? What's going on? Does he need to be the one be removed? Because they made all the, he has a nickname, the Warlord. So all these changes, things have been happening around this team. He needs shots. He has to play better. He's so talented of a player. There's no reason he should have had a .7 in the series versus Vegas. So they got to get it together. I agree with Coach Karma, and I agree with JP. It's on Optic. They have to fix the fundamentals and stick to the fundamentals and play as a team if they want to be able to comfortably make it to champs and get out of these early losses on Saturdays and make it to some Sundays and actually be able to compete for a win. It's on them. It really is. There's no excuses. The team have changed twice, and as a fan, I'm saying, I wish it had worked out with Kenny, because obviously Kenny isn't washed and Pred isn't washed. I just don't think Pred and Shotzi was going to work, but we definitely could have made it work with Kenny. But that's what I'm saying. We cater a lot of the way we play to Shotzi and Dashi, but mostly Shotzi. So for us to swallow these team changes and to be able to look back and say, it came out for the better, Shotzi's going to have to play. He's going to have to play like the superstar that he is in terms of talent, and just be consistent and play for his teammates. And whatever that may be, he has to put them in the best possible spot ever, because we know Shotzi can get kills, and when he gets rolling, he gets hot. He's one of the hardest to kill in Call of Duty CDL period. So he just really has to get it together. The whole Octa team has to get it together. And honestly, they have to make it easier on the ARs. I think the subs really do have to make it easier on the ARs. I think Hugh helps with that, but the other part got to follow with Shotzi too. And they make some great points. By AG and Kenny being the more vocal of the four, now Dashi and Shotzi have to step up, because we don't have a true IGL really. So they have to step up in that leadership department. They just really do, and there's no way around that. But let me know, guys, what y'all think in the comments below, because it's a lot going on in the CDL right now. Before we get out of here, I'm going to also mention that Vivid was also dropped by Carolina. Obviously, they wanted Kenny but wasn't willing to pay the money. So now Dylan Rex out of Challengers, who's also in Frying, is going to get moved to the flex lineup for Carolina. And obviously, as Carolina is a team that's not hurting to make champs, and will get champs pretty seamlessly, or have a few cracks at turning this around, because they slipped from 4th to 5th over because they got reverse swept by Surge. They're looking to try to see if they can get better too. I still think they should just went ahead and just put the money out there for Kenny, but we'll never know now. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comment section about Optic, about FaZe looking lackluster, and this qualifiers. If you think about future Carolina, what you think about the whole CDL in general. And it's been your boy Chase. I'm out. Peace.